Chemistry Kids
with a C!
Yeah!
Engineering enchiladas, and we're going to talk about the MBOT, the Truss Bridge, and the amusement park.
For the truss bridge, we used only straws and paper clips instead of metal beams. The bridge was hard to make since we didn't have any beams or building materials. But with the team, we worked together and finished it. The MBOT can do things you won't think it can do. The MBOT isn't the fastest, but it can do cool stuff.
Building the MBOT was fun, but it had some hard steps. We learned how to make the robot move by putting different parts together. The best part about the MBOT was driving it. You can get the MBOT to change the color on the MBOT app. You can also change the speed, play music, do auto drive, and tons of other cool features.
While Power is driving the MBOT across the bridge, for our Truss Bridge challenge, we had to successfully build bridges that the MBOT can successfully drive over. You can do forward, backwards, left, and right. You can also spin, and you can change colors. You can also make it play music.
We are the CSI group, and we are going to talk about fingerprints, blood drops, and snake treatment. So right here, as you can see, we took blood drops from different heights. And as here is the 66-inch one, here is the 30-inch one, and here is the 12-inch one. As you can see, there's blue circles here. That means they are bad. They are bad blood drops because they had air bubbles in them. So you can't technically have this. You can't have the correct measures with the bubbles in them. And we did our blood drops right here. So here we did the 12-inch ones. Right here we did the 30-inch ones, and right here we did the 60-inch ones.
Next up, we have the SNAKEBITE treatment. Here we have lemon juice and milk. Together, we're going to see the reaction, which is the reaction to blood to a snake bite. We're going to scoop some of the lemon juice into the milk.
3 times.
And then we're going to mix it up. And we're just going to keep adding more until we see a reaction.
I think I see some.
The milk is looking chunkier. And if we look really closely now, we can see that the milk is now getting thicker. And this is what happens to blood when snake venom goes into the skin.
When we mix it, this is a representation of our blood. What happens to our blood when this happens is it clogs up and it messes with your brain. You start to see things that aren't there, your memory gets blurry, and also your blood gets thick, and that's how you die. And also, it has a strong smell coming from it.
Right here we have 3 masks, and we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff to help you learn about medication. We're going to start off with the armband.
backwards. So the patron is going to grab onto this side. Oh, not yet.
So next, we're going to bandage. Because we need this super tight so the arm will fall off or it won't be damaged again.
Alright, we're back.
So third, you need to tighten it, and then you need to wrap it around with a bandage so it can be tight. You don't want your arm to break even more because
Or get hurt.
yeah, because if you don't wrap it, it won't be tight enough. Because you need your arm tightened so you can still fold it, but you can't leave it.
Right, we don't want more damage. And also we need the hard part to stay in place. Once you get to the point where it's getting less and less, you might want to put it inside.
Yes.
So,
Because you don't want to use the rest and then it just pops off. So one way is to tie it, or another way is to stuff it inside.
the triangular bandage.
Yep. Now we need to do the triangular bandage.
So we tied a knot, and first we're gonna put it at the elbow. We're gonna wrap it around our patient's arm. And then you're gonna tie it to their neck. So it's kind of like a sling. Right. To hold it in place. Tie it 2 times.
Tie it 2 times so if you push too hard, so it won't fall off if you push too hard.
Right.
And if your arm is healed, you could just
Take
pull.
it off.
You could just pull, or just
Take it off
or
that
you
way.
take it off that way, and you could just pull out
And wrap
the
it all
gauze
around.
and unwrap it to your hand so it doesn't all fall off and you can collect it. So you have now.
All you gotta do is ungrab it. We're gonna wrap up the leg now.
Okay, first step into wrapping it is tie. Basically,
Yes.
wrap this around. You really do not, absolutely not try to keep this as light. Because if you make this like not really strong, it could easily fall off after you wrap it around with the cloth. And also substitute the cloth. Bandage. Now you know why we put cloth. So now you have to continue wrapping it, and if you need, you could pull it tight. So this could tighten it up.
And it can stretch out very far.
Yep.
So if you need more of this.
And afterward, you could pull it even more and tuck it inside, or if you can do that where you're aiming, you just pull it and then repeat the process again. So it's much more tighter. And
So now we're gonna check the temperature.
Okay. Anderson,
okay.
let's see what you got. 98.1. Good. Good temperature.
Now it's time for Austin.
97.6.
That's an average temperature. And she has a temperature of 99.7. Whew, that's over average.
Yep.
Whew, 99.7.
All right, I feel happy.
98.5.
Yep, 98.5.
Perfect.
Yours was yellow. Next, we're going to talk about how the balloon one works and how it's made.
Okay. So this is the unfinished one because the bottom isn't on to trap the air in and to fill up the balloon.
Oh, and this is a finished one. And I'll explain what you need to make one of these. So at the top you will need a straw with some clay supporting it so it stands still. You need rubber bands to tie the balloon together so no air comes out. And you need a 9-inch balloon, it says. And you need tape to tape it around if you want.
Okay.
Then you'll need a 12-inch balloon for the top.
Okay.
And a cup.
Okay. So this is our model one. So this represents your mouth or nose pulling in air. And so as you pull it, this balloon fills up because the air in here moves down into here.
Correct.
So the balloon is the only way to fill up the air from up here. That gets air from up here, brings it down into the balloon to fill it up. And then once you push it down, the air from the balloon goes out up here.
Fun fact, this is actually what it looks like inside, except the balloon is just tied, but actually the lung is actually connected to two tubes, and when you breathe, it's random of where the air goes in because there's two parts of the lungs, and when the air gets in, they get carried by the blood to the heart.
So now we're gonna explain the heart. The vena cava, the right atrium.
This is the aorta, and this is the vertical.
This is the vena cava. This is the right atrium. This is the right vertical. This is the aorta. This is the pulmonary vein. This is the left atrium, and this is the left vertical. This is the diagram of the heart.
During this whole week, we've been in a scenario on a pirate ship, and we're following clues from a captain's log that send us on different adventures that lead us to the activities that we've been doing, like the cap art dissection, the fingerprint printing, and even more. And at the end of the week, we figured out who was behind all of the madness that was happening in the captain's log, Dr. Smart. And so at the end of the week, we figured out who was behind all the madness that was happening in the captain's log, Robert Neff and Dr. Smart.